little bit of progress to show. The first thing is I got a couple of things in the mail. I got these guys here, which are the little pedal pads. So these guys just go here. Just make sure that I orient them with the VW symbol right side up. Always looks good to have the completed rubber pieces on there. So that's clutch. And then here, VW this way. This one is brake. Alright, so that's my pedal pads. Then I got this thing, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not, but I got a metal button here. I also have one on the bus to match the metal shifter here. But since this thing is black, and I thought I would just check whether I wanted to try something like this. You know, maybe I will. Let's try. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep it or not, but that's the little silver. And what I might do actually is, because it's a little too shiny, I like this aluminum look, so what I might do is kind of rough this up a little bit, even with, let's see what it looks like if I take this is like a couple thousand grit sandpaper. Needs to be rougher than that, I think. But in any case, that's that. And this is in the mail, so I'll get that piece as well. Next thing I did here is I completed my welding in of this side piece here. So I put a lot of welds up and down here and underneath, and then I ground this down, and then down here I put a lot of welds here and ground it down. I also did a fix or two here and here and here as well. And then on the inside I welded in the new shelf. You can see that I have to do a little bit of bending and assembling this part here, but for the most part I at least positioned this, and I have to press down and do the spot, more of the plug welds there. But from a symmetry standpoint, if you look at those two shelves, they're about symmetrical, I would say. This one is a little bent in, so you know, it would probably be wise for me to bend this one out a little bit so that it matches this one, which is perfectly straight. But as far as the elevation and how the corners go up, I think that looks really pretty good. So that is my progress on this side panel. So my next step is really just to finish the side panel. I have this piece here, which is, so you can see how I cut that with a little pointy thing. This is going to go here, and well, it kind of joins up with that one, and then it'll come up here to the top within about an inch of that. So that, I'm trying to figure out, this is really pretty thin metal, so I don't know if I'm going to weld this, or I don't know how this is actually attached here, whether those are little welds or if it's welded in from the bottom. I don't know how that's put in. But the other thing is I did some welding here. This is elevated a little bit, so you know, this will be elevated a little bit, and then I'll have to see how to fill this in just a little bit for where the deck lid comes down, because this needs to come up just like, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch. Then it will look really good. But that's going to require some body filler or whatever, so I'm still working on this. Then I have my I'm going to start work on these heater channels. So firstly, just cutting them out. I mean, look at that. That is rusty. So have these heater channels here. They got a bunch of overspray on them from when I was painting my fenders and deck lid, but I have this one and I have this one. And for the most part, the chassis is pretty much ready. I said I'm just gonna see how these metal things fit, and I'll get this button, probably get this button today or tomorrow. And I have this boot, goes on there. I got this boot for this one. I like the way these pedal pads look. And now that I have the gas and the brakes and the clutch, that all looks good. So let's see. That's the progress. Really, just I'm starting to weld in. The back of this body. It looked really good with the deck lid on. The only thing was the slight gap here where I'm gonna build this up just a little bit. What is that gonna be? Body filler? Probably a little. Probably it's gonna come down, and then starting here, the body filler is gonna gap out up to about 1/8 of an inch here, meet up with this, and then this piece is gonna go over that because I'm gonna kind of weld it in, but I'm gonna weld it in with a little gap under it. So, sometimes things are a bit of a hack. Okay, that's the progress.